TPDF to rehabilitate roads in Ngorongoro National Park. And in sports, the national under-16 team start training camp on the 24th of March in preparation for the Youth Africa Cup of the Nations qualifiers. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. First off, the national news. President Dr. John Magufuli has directed the Ministry of Health, Community Development, Gender, the Elderly and Children to ensure it addresses challenges facing doctors in the country and pledged to continue allocating sufficient budgets for the health sector. President Magufuli made this statement in Dar es Salaam when addressing doctors from different regions at a meeting being part of activities to mark Doctors' Day.
Health workers, including those employed in the last 4 years, is 13,479, paid 109.947 billion. 22 specialist doctors, 1,084 doctors, 63 dentists, 8 assistant doctors, 1 assistant dentist, general practitioners 1,295, and 63 dentists, 1,130 assistant doctors, and 475 nurses.
Umeona kwamba tunaelekea sasa hivi kuanza kutoa huduma kubwa sana na za kibingwa.
You've seen we are about to start offering specialist care and non-intrusive operations, and these achievements demonstrate our success. A lot of investment has been made, but it brings us to the affordability. We've recognized this need, hence the plan to make healthcare access to every citizen. All of the improvements have been done in the health sector, but there is a need to make this progressive. There is also a need for staff to remain in their places of employment to improve care to patients.
Tunadhani kuwa wale wanaofanya kazi vijijini na maeneo mengine ya pembezoni wapewe motisha ili wabaki kule.
And the chairman of the East Africa Police Chiefs Cooperation Organizations, EAPCO, IGP Simon Siro, has called on the heads of police forces from 14 member countries of the organization to ensure border areas do not become obstacles of cooperation in fighting crime and terrorism. IGP Simon Siro made the call in Dar es Salaam after opening a 2-day meeting of the organization's subcommittees, which are meeting to discuss implementation on agreements reached by the police chiefs in fighting cross-border crime.
Your contributions in the fighting of transnational organized crimes is our bloc needs to be emphasized. As the EAPCO chairperson, I will remind you on the issue of commitment in saving the region in order to implement the resolutions and decisions adopted during the 21st EAPCO AGM of 20th September 2019 in Arusha, here in Tanzania. The issue of capacity building is very, very important. There is no way you can learn away from capacity building. That's very important. If I told the member country, for example, Tanzania, is lacking as far as professionalism is concerned, then most of the criminals will take the advantage of the weaknesses there and they will commit a lot of crimes in our area. Therefore, capacity building is paramount important. Exchanging of information is also very important. But operating together is also very, very, very important. But I know the importance of these organs here. Commitment is very important, that you commit yourself, but you put yourself in actions. Commitment itself is not enough, but you have to make sure that you put yourself in actions.
We are all privy to the fact that fighting transnational organized crime continues to be the top priority of law enforcement globally. In fact, so challenging is this undertaking that we all agree that no one particular nation or agency can combat transnational organized crime on its own, hence the reason we have to subscribe to regional and international membership.
Lakini kwenye cyberspace maana ni kwamba mtu anaweza kuwa
In cyberspace, someone could be in China and still in Tanzania. So if there is no international cooperation, it means that you will not be able to catch the culprit.
maana yake huyo mtu hamwezi kumpata.
And Tanzania People's Defense Force are expected to take part in rehabilitation of roads on Ngorongoro Crater after Tanzania Meteorological Authority announced more rains in the coming weeks. The Conservation Commissioner at Ngorongoro Park, Dr. Fred Manongi, said that they have decided to close some of the roads as they have become impassable.
Jeshi lina uzoefu mkubwa katika environment za aina hii.
The Army has great experience when it comes to this environment. Thus, if they give them skills and they are able to work with our engineers, I think they can do a better job, which they are ready to do.
Sehemu kubwa ya Ngorongoro angalau asilimia zaidi ya 90 zinapitika.
A big part of Ngorongoro, over 90%, is passable. It is just a few areas that are dealing with, and it is just a few areas that we are dealing with, and we are doing so for close to 24 hours a day. But there are some areas such as this route we are thinking of temporarily closing down because there is too much water so that we can complete our job. For this road to be affected by flood plains, then it ends. For this road to be affected by floodplains, then it needs to be raised up so that it can allow water to pass and ensure passability.
Inatumika kama filter, inaweza kupitisha maji lakini vile vile ina ensure passability.
And sureties of the former Member of Parliament of Singida East and Vice Chairman of Chadema, Tundu Lissu, have submitted an application at Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court in Dar es Salaam to issue an arrest warrant for Lissu as they do not know where he is. Senior State Attorney Wankio Simon told the court that the sureties are seeking for an arrest warrant for Tundu Lissu so that they can pull out of the case. Senior State Attorney Wankio Simon requested the court to adjourn the case to another date so that they can legally look into the request of the sureties to be removed from the case. And flood victims at Chikuyu Village, Manyoni District in Singida region have said that some people have started claiming land given to them by the government to put up new settlements as theirs. The residents who are currently being sheltered at Chilejeo School made the claims when receiving aid from World Vision Tanzania.
Those with areas are stopping us and using threatening words to us. They say if the government relocates us there, those are their farms, and if they find us there, I will say nothing. I will attack you with a machete, so no one is ready to go there. You have no chance. You have no chance there. There is no option. You must move from valleys. You have no chance. There is no option, and that is why land is being measured, and you will be given land in safe areas.
The President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Ali Mohammed Shein, has directed the Ministry of Health to stop fighting with entrepreneurs by interfering with laws on safety of food. The President Shein gave the directive in State House Isles when he met with leaders from the Ministry of Health to assess the action plan of the ministry.
When the time arrives to reassess, we will do so, but entrepreneurs are already complaining, and the person to demand research and investigation is the government, not entrepreneurs. You need to look closely at this. Why should they pay for the costs when you are the ones that want the results? The situation there is not good. Thus, we ask that they make special effort, as there are a lot of cases there. We ask that experts are sent.
kwenda kuangalia. Wataalamu wapo lakini vifaa duni.
Residents have continued to turn up at various centers in the upgrading of the voters registrar exercise in Dar es Salaam, with the National Electoral Commission extending the exercise until Sunday this week to give people the opportunity to register.
This phase has been carried competently, and as you can see, I'm on the queue to register. It would be ideal if more time could be added because the days allocated are few. It is good that more time has been added because many people have not yet registered. Now more will be registered. We ask for more desks to be added so people can be served faster.
Tunayo taarifa hapa ya kuongeza muda wa uboreshaji wa daftari la kudumu.
We hereby announce that more time has been added for Dar es Salaam voters. Today, February 20th, 2020, the National Electoral Commission, during a meeting held yesterday, February 19th, an evaluation on voter registration was conducted, and it was decided and instructed that 3 more days will be added for Dar es Salaam voters to be completed on 23rd February in all centers. All centers will be opened from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The National Electoral Commission urges all Dar es Salaam residents to use this additional time wisely because no extra time will be added during this phase.
Keza kuwa muda wa zoezi la uboreshaji wa daftari la kudumu la wapiga kura katika mkoa wa Dar es Salaam uongezwe kwa siku 3.
And the government has signed agreements with 4 companies for construction of the Kabingo-Kasulu Manyovu 260-kilometer tarmac road in Kigoma region. The CEO of Tanzania Roads Agency, TANROADS, Engineer Patrick Mfugale, has said that the road will be constructed by the government through a loan of 340 billion shillings from Africa Development Bank.
To Kigoma residents, this road is being built as the members of parliament who approved the funding discussed. There has been a lot of design review which is aimed at improving it, and now this road will be built at super pave tarmac level.
Inajengwa kwa tabaka la lami la super pave. Na napenda nitumie nafasi hii.
I want to take this opportunity to assure residents of Kigoma and neighboring Burundi as well as the DRC that the government is working to get funds in order to complete construction of the main road in the central zone from Dar es Salaam to Kigoma. Maybe others are unaware, but Kigoma region is the one region in Tanzania which has been joined to economic blocs, SADC through DRC, Congo and East Africa Community through Burundi.
Na East Africa kupitia Burundi.
That's where we leave off with national news. International news is next. And in international news, the Ministry of Burundi has directed Burundi nationals in China not to leave the country and called on families with relatives in China to report to the ministry so they can run the verification exercise to ascertain citizens still in China.
Parents who have students still in China, as well as other family members with relatives there, are asked not to rush bringing back their relatives to Burundi because the government of China has agreed to help them and keep them safe from the virus where they are living.
With Kenyans in China continuing to urge the government to bring them back to their country due to the coronavirus, the government of Kenya has sent 1.3 million shillings to help over 100 students stuck in Wuhan.
And we understand, as a government, we are a responsible government, a very wise government, and we look at things from a very, very broad perspective, not emotional perspective. But we're also aware that a few countries have been able to I'm yet to confirm really if indeed there's a country from Africa that has been able to, I cannot speak for them. But I'm saying that we are not in competition, number one. But number two is that we are supposed to put aside emotions from what is real and what is very objective and address it from that point of view. We understand how this virus, operate, how it affects. It is a viral, therefore it is everywhere in the air. Now we have 100 Kenyans in Wuhan, and they're not all located in one central location. And therefore, if and when that decision to bring them back home is made, because it's a consideration that is being looked into, it's not that it's put off the entry completely.
To support the parents of students who are in China, who number about 91 plus 9 acrobats. And we are doing this together with the Kenya Red Cross Society. However, the situation in China is now getting better in terms of the numbers. And we'll continue to provide that psychosocial support. We are also gone ahead to be able to give further support in terms of finances. Yesterday, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs released Kenya shillings 1.3 million to be distributed to the 100 students plus the acrobats in China for their upkeep.
That's where we leave off with international news. We'll be back with business news after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Thank you for staying with us. And now in business news. The traders, butchers and distributors of a meat striker in Monduli district that has gone on for a week, inconveniencing consumers, are opposing the government's decision to shut down abattoirs near their areas and instead to use those in Makuyuni town.
Our complaint is not coming to Makuyuni. Our issue is the costs incurred by the distance from the place we conduct business to come and then slaughter here and leave. We could agree, but the person to be affected will be the consumer. All factories present, if they were not working, must be revived. This is our stance, and the ones to do so are you, the residents of Makuyuni.
And the government has said that it will ensure that it oversees implementation of the 2019 plastic bags ban in order to avoid illegal importation of banned plastic bags. This is to protect local producers and industries.
Unapoanza kuimprovise kutumia sheria kama kigezo cha kuharibu.
When you start to improvise using the law as an excuse to cause harm and policies in place, it is wrong. I went to Rwanda. They've tried to have zero plastic almost in everything. Even for bread, they use paper bags.
Cha kwanza tunaangalia kwenye kanda.
It is only right that set standards match ours, so our home factories are able to trade with East Africa.
Biashara ndani ya kanda yetu ya East Africa. Isije kiwanda cha Tanzania kikakwama kufanya biashara katika nchi za East Africa.
And farmers in Mkinga District, Tanga region have called on the government to ensure they oversee the value chain of palm harvests, which they've been urged to grow so as to address the challenges in importing oil.
Kwa sababu ikishaboresha hiki kilimo,
once this farming is improved, many will benefit. We will get oil, etc. Thus, I ask those who have gotten us here and those who will hear us to not stop here and go all the way to villages, because that is where there are many farmers.
Mbele yenu ni mradi maalum ambao umeanzia kule Kigoma.
Before you is a special project that began in Kigoma, but if Seeds Agents have decided to produce these saplings in Kigoma and Mwele, then later we will move to Kilosa. This is so as to ensure seedlings are available in all areas conducive for palm tree.
And that's where we leave off with business news. Sports follows after this break.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lend.
And in sports news, the national under-16 team will start their training camp on the 24th of this month to get ready for the Youth Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers.
In our calendar this year, we will start with coaches training for primary and secondary school teachers. The course will take place in Dar es Salaam at the Ilala Municipal Teachers Center, which is at Uhuru Secondary School. The course is for coaches and it aims at training primary and secondary school teachers.
Tanzania Volleyball Association has organized a coaches course for teachers scheduled to take place from the 22nd to the 9th of this month at Uhuru Girls Secondary School in Dar es Salaam.
We start camp on Monday with all the players that we were with in the last 2 months participating in the competition in Turkey, and the others that we prepared in this short period of 1 week. They are also here. So we are going to have about 35 boys.
Pep Guardiola, in his first press conference since being confronted with the possibility of a 2-year Champions League ban for Manchester City over alleged breaches of UEFA's financial fair play regulations, said he was confident in his club's ability to defend its position and that he hoped they would be playing in Europe next year. Here is more on this story.
After the 2-0 Premier League victory against West Ham, the City manager insisted the matter was not finished. The club believes it is unfair, so we're going to appeal and we're going to wait, Guardiola said. I trust 100% what my club have said and what they have done. They have explained to me the reasons. We're going to fight and we're optimistic that next season, if we qualify for the Champions League, we will be there. Guardiola is under contract until the end of next season and has confirmed he will not be walking away from the club before that point. Unless they sack me, which can happen, I will not leave, he said.
Lionel Messi admits he sees weird things happening at Barcelona after the club president was forced to deny accusations of unethical social media practices. Here is more.
A Spanish radio station claimed the La Liga champions hired a social media firm to criticize key figures associated with the club in a bid to protect the reputation of the president, Josep Maria Bartomeu. It was suggested 13 ventures had been hired to publish stories that damaged the image of several players and ex-players after they had criticized Bartomeu. Barcelona denied any wrongdoing in a statement on Monday night, with Bartomeu saying on the club website on Tuesday, "In the first place, and so that no one is left in any doubt, Barca has not contracted any service to disparage neither players, no politicians, nor former presidents. It is completely false."
McLaren are adhering to a strict policy in an attempt to safeguard their personnel from the coronavirus.
The team clarified the position after it emerged they are not allowing anyone who has visited China in the past 14 days to enter their motorhome during testing in Barcelona. It is understood no other team in the paddock has adopted the same policy. The Chinese Grand Prix has already been postponed because of the coronavirus, and the threat is still being taken seriously at McLaren, who emailed a Chinese journalist who had just arrived in Europe and informed him he should not enter their motorhome. Zak Brown, the McLaren chief executive, said the safety of his team remained paramount.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, my name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching.